All right, all you snowboarders of the internet, we're here, we're live, it's Black Friday. We're giving away a ton of snowboards. As you can see over here, I have a grip of snowboards, and I have a special guest for you guys today. First time ever on the live stream, a snowboard company owner. This is Jordan Zadanek, my good friend that owns Nerd Snowboards. So if you have any questions about the Nerd Superposition, the Relic, or those skis back there, we will totally be taking them today. So we're going to do that. And we are giving away a 157 Nerd Superposition. It actually just arrived. Jordan was a little late today.
Sorry, guys.
So, yeah. Anyway, so if you got questions about Nerd, get them in the chat. Superchats will get a spin of the wheel eventually. Not right now. We're going to kind of talk about Nerd, what's going on with the brand and stuff. And as it is Black Friday, we have two more live streams coming up today. One at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and another one at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time where Kevin Hubb, the man, the myth, the mullet, will show up. But if you have questions for Jordan, feel free to get them in here. We're going to try to answer everyone's questions, get you guys some stuff. We're going to be giving away a ton of prizes today on top of I think it's like 15 snowboards that I have that I could potentially give away, 2 sets of bindings. There's a set of Air Blaster outerwear, miscellaneous other stuff. You can win stickers, all sorts of stuff. So we got that covered for you guys. So let's go with it. So we got one here from Brandon Smith. Who owns Nerd? Where are they pressed? Who's on the team?
Team.
That's you.
So yeah, I guess I'm the owner. They're pressed at a GP87, and I wouldn't say we so much have like a team. I've got some people that kind of help out and ride some boards. A lot of them are just the guys I rode with before I even started Nerd. So Kevin Hubb, obviously, he's been helping out with board design. Kevin Wetzel, which everybody gets really confused on because there's 2 Kevins.
Yes.
And I refer to them both as Kev. So Kevin Wetzel, he's the gibber extraordinaire that you see on the Relic doing all kinds of spin-on, spin-offs of rails. And then I got a couple buddies I just ride some backcountry with that I send out on split boards and solids from time to time.
Yeah. So how did Nerd come about?
So it's been a fake company for a long time and a real company shortly. So Kevin Hubb and I met doing product testing for Flow snowboards. And we both had really nerdy minds, and we would compare notes and talk about bindings and boards, and we would get really into the weeds and just like super minute details. And people we were working with would hear us talking about stuff and just be like, man, you guys are nerds. And so the name kind of just stuck, and we just had this like fictitious company that we ended up actually living together for a little bit. And so we'd be hanging out, and we had this fictitious company called Nerd Snowboards we talked about, and just super outlandish ideas. And then I don't know, maybe 6-7 years later, after first talking about that, I decided I wanted to do my own thing. And it's been a long road to get here, but it's, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Worth the wait.
So I've ridden both of the solid boards in his line, and I'm definitely a fan of the Superposition. If you guys follow Top Fives, it's the #1 Top 5 Carvey Cruiser board, and it's really, really solid. I really like it. The Relic, you got, for a guy my size, the 51 is just too small. It's what we call a medium volume shift in my mind. So now there's a 56 in there for guys that are like 180 plus pounds up. That is probably, I haven't ridden it yet, but I will eventually. My guess is that that's going to be 100% what works for me. So
yep. Yeah, the 156 is going to be quite a bit stiffer than the 151, and it's quite a bit wider too. The specs for it are up on the website, nerdsnowboards.com, if you want to check it out. And you don't need big feet to ride it. I only wear a size 9 boot, and I'm super excited to ride it because for me, I'm going to be able to do Euro carves where I can lay all the way over. I'm going to have no heel or toe drag.
Yeah, and then for me, I just won't fold it in half because I'm a fat ass. Because let's just be real, I'm fat. According to everyone that hates me, I'm fat. Right, Jordan? I'm very, very fat.
Morbidly obese. You disgust me.
I am just a chunky lard ass. So,
oh Lord, he coming.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a big boy. But anyway, so we got a super chat here specifically for Nerd, and this comes from Lost Logics, and he's like, it's a question for both of us. Which is your favorite Nerd board and why?
By far, for me, the Superposition. That's the board that I spent the most time designing. It's almost a my board and Kevin's board hub. He really focus a lot on the Relic, and I focused a lot on the Superposition. So, I mean, I poured my heart and soul into that board. There was, times where I went like conversation back and forth for a week on like a 1 millimeter difference in width somewhere, and stressed on it unnecessarily. So yeah, I spent a lot of time on that, and when I first got on it, I was just kind of blown away that it actually did what I designed it to do.
Yeah, so for me, it's the Superposition, obviously. I'm a little harsher with my friends' boards, actually, than people think I am. I'll disclose in the review that it's my friend, but I'm way harsher. I went into it looking at it going, oh, it's just a Jones Stratus. This is what it's going to be. Fuck this thing. I don't give a fuck. And I was like, holy fuck, I don't want to get off this thing. This is like the greatest thing ever. And it's just one of those boards, when you lock it into a carve, you can feel that rear foot camber really push into it. It really does drive the board, but it's not so stiff that you're just riding this death plank. And then you get into this rhythm with that board, and you realize even with its directional shape, its setback, its taper, everything that's got going on, it is more than you actually think that it is. So personally, that is my favorite board from them. Like, if you watch the Relic review, I was decent to it, but in my opinion, I was like, well, it's just another volume shifted snowboard. And it does. It fits in that realm, and I get who it's for. But at the time, they didn't have the 56 for me. So collectively, we couldn't try that. Now that I get on the 56, I'm going to be like, yeah, I kind of put it in the same realm of thinking as I would like the Golden Orca. Like, a lot of people be like, oh, you downsized like 10 centimeters. And I was like, no, the Golden Orca, it's like 4, maybe 6 centimeters. And that's where the Relic actually fits. And that makes the most sense. But for me, it once again is the Superposition. Give this man a spin of the wheel, sir. What do we got? Where are we going? Oh, we're picking a random question, and they're going to get a spin. Okay. Let's take this one from Board in LA. What makes Nerd stand out tech-wise?
So this is funny. I actually was just answering a question with someone about this last night. So we're manufactured at GP87. There's several other brands that are manufactured there. Now, I don't know what they're doing to their boards. But
I probably do.
We can find out. But that we all have access to the same materials and technology. So the boards made at GP87 are going to be pretty high quality. They're using really, really nice presses that cool the boards in the molds.
They're also clean. That's the big thing.
Extremely.
So what people don't realize with snowboards, if you actually look at the top sheet and you see like a dimple or something, that means that there was epoxy in the cassette when it was in the press and it was pushed into it to leave that dimple. GP87, I've seen one board in the last 5 years with a dimple on it. And when I asked them about it, they were like, oh, yeah, so-and-so forgot to clean the cassette one time, and that's literally the only one, and that's why we sent it to you, because it was a B grade and we didn't want to sell it to the public. So that is a huge thing as well for them, but I'll let you continue.
And so I'd say, so the one thing you won't find with any of the other boards pressed at GP87 that you'll find in Nerd is just our shape. So we didn't go with an open like cassette. We designed our own cassette. So that shape is unique to Nerd. Like it's not, all these other brands are using this shape, and just a combination between this camber profile and this shape. Like that shape is unique to Nerd. And then I'm sure a bunch of other companies are using it, but the one like piece of tech that I'm like really happy with and I think is just super neat is the epoxy we're using from Innovative Resin Systems. So they make epoxies for aerospace applications. So super high level stuff. And so there's 2 chemicals. I couldn't tell you what they were. No one told me that, but there's 2 chemicals that shouldn't make like rubbers when you put them together, but for some reason it makes these elastomers. So it creates that elastomeric bond on the molecular level. So there's a little bit of stretch and give in the epoxy, and it keeps it from being so brittle, which just means the board holds its camber shape and its pop over time. And they have put, when they were testing these out, they actually put boards, they pressed up all the same boards, laid them up the same, except for the epoxy was different. And they put it in a machine that just flexes the crap out of the board like 100,000 times. It just
basically folds it.
Yeah. And they noticed, about 3 to 5 millimeters of camber like degradation with other epoxies, and they were getting half to like a millimeter with the innovative resin systems.
Yeah,
and it's actually very clean too. There's no VFCs, so
yeah,
it's just a little bit cleaner.
The other thing that's really cool is they do use urethane in their sidewalls, so their sidewalls are actually super strong. And other boards from GP87 do it. So Telos has this, which is their in-house brand, and there's a few other ones. But you hammered a rock with the edge of yours and had to take it to Montserrat Tunes to get it fixed. And Ryan over there said,
"Oh wow, I'm surprised how well this thing went back in." He said these sidewalls are very reminiscent of the Ride slime walls, which they're the same thing. They're urethane.
Yeah.
So,
but they were able to put his board. So he actually had bent it up. They were able to put it back in at the shop and hammer it back into shape. And are you still riding that one?
Yeah, it's completely fine. Yeah, they didn't even open it up.
Yeah, they didn't have to. They were able to just hammer it right back and do everything.
I've had boards be damaged before where they heat it up, they peel it apart, they move everything back in, and then they put a epoxy and whatever else in there and clamp it.
So for everyone that wants to know how I met Jordan, I used to work at a shop called Mountain Sports Outlet. This kid used to come in with board warranties like every other week, and I used to have to like warranty shit for him because he would just be obliterating shit. We actually met. It was a Rome, and I don't know if it was the agent or
it was the mod.
The mod. Okay,
it was like the first or second year the mod came out too.
The mod Camber, the original.
Yeah.
The original, not the one that they have now. But I remember him coming in because it was misdrilled. Well, he broke it. So first he breaks it, and then I'm looking at it going, dude, your inserts are misdrilled. And it had more tail than nose because the inserts were put forward on it. And I was like, regardless of the break, I'm going to get it warrantied for this. So we got him taken care of with that. And ever since then, he and I have pretty much been friends. But watching the progression of him as a rider, like, this man can drift off of a jump. Like, if the jump's here and the landing's here, he's going somewhere over there. Just
only backside.
Only backside.
I can spin straight going front side.
But if he goes backside, he's drifting like 20 feet the wrong way. I watched him at Keystone one time completely miss the knuckle and just fall off the side of the jump and land in the chunder field and just ride it out and was like, ah.
Yeah, I shot into the woods on that one.
Yeah.
That was scary.
That was very scary. But so that's actually how I met Jordan, is him breaking boards. And as long as I've known him, he's always broken shit. If you needed a board broken, that was it. We were up at Mount Hood, and was that the double backflip to the nose snap?
Yeah, I did double wildcat and came up just a touch short and caught the nose and the knuckle and so broke it the other way. Like, usually you land like tail heavy or nose heavy or whatever, and it snapped that way. So I folded it back the other way.
Yeah. So anyways, with the urethane sidewalls, knowing that his board, his personal one, that they were able to hammer back in place and get it, and he's still riding it.
Yeah, it's the same board. I did it in probably February last season, and I smoked a rock. Like, I thought I blew out the sidewall, like ripped the base out. I was actually pretty amazed with how little damage there was. And I brought down, like I said, Montserrat, and Ryan just pushed it straight back in. And it's
so that was really, really crazy to see. So between the epoxy and then that urethane sidewall, the boards just do it. So when I was testing his, he gave me a 57 superposition to test. I came down on a giant stump at A Basin and basically folded the board around it, and it was just like and rode out, and the thing was completely fine. Lesser boards, I would have obliterated it too. So
and we got the on the solid boards, we have the urethane top sheet as well. So it just aids in damping, and it's a little less prone to chipping.
Yep. So why don't we give this guy, Board in LA, a spin? And I'm gonna pick another question here. And okay. So
everybody's getting a spin. It's like Oprah. You get a spin, and you get a spin.
I want to be like Oprah to the point I can be like, everyone just gets snowboards. That's just it. So that's where I want to be. So okay. So the person above, where was he? Where's that question? I am looking for that. We're everywhere. Okay. We got to find a question that was above that. Let's see. Okay, so we got one here from Eric Klein. Jordan, what niche do you feel that nerd boards fill? Any specific design style goals?
So I mean, I don't like boring snowboards. I think this is something, and it's not like it's been new. This has been happening for the last, 6, 7, 8 years, but everybody has been making kind of unique shapes, and we've kind of gotten out of that just like twin tip, generic side cut, it's either rocker or it's camber, and that's it. Like cookie cutter boards, as I call them. So people are making really directional boards and aren't scared.
Popsicle stick shapes.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, there's not a lot of popsicle sticks out there anymore, and not only is it just like the manufacturers and companies are willing to build them, but people are willing to buy and ride them. So, like our niche market, I would say, is just riders who want something a little different. Want to be on something that's got a good shape, a good side cut, and isn't just that generic cookie cutter shape.
I'd also go with it's supporting a little guy that has dedicated his whole life to snowboarding. And it's a brand that if you see someone with it, that they were like, oh, you like small stuff. And you're going to be able to nerd out with each other on that versus you go and you look like I love K2. I love Ride. I love all these big brands that make mass produced boards because they make some really quality stuff. But every now and then you want something that's a little unique that not everyone's going to have. And that's the other thing that you get with this.
Yeah. If being a small company, if you guys got questions and you're reaching out in the forums or shooting us messages directly through the website, you're talking to me or Kevin. That's the only people really that are monitoring our contacts. So please ask us whatever weird questions you have. Like there's so many times that snowboarding to mountain biking, it doesn't matter what it is, that there's something weird about a product that I want to know, and it's important to me, and that information's not on a website somewhere. So if we haven't listed something that you're interested in, please reach out and ask us that question, because might be something that I've never thought about either that may all of a sudden become important to me as well. So.
Give this man a spin. There's a super chat I want to get to down here. Where'd we go? Oh yeah, Ollie Slow Signs. Always Ollie Slow Signs. So I know Shane Leahy has been asking this question a few times, a few different super chats. Why choose Nerd versus another brand? I'm going to let you take it, and then I'm going to give my reasons for it.
Yeah, so again, like touched on a little bit earlier, with boards are pressed at a GP87. They're making phenomenal stuff. So full disclosure, before ever starting Nerd, I started testing boards. So let's go back a little more. So Eric, who was our board designer at Flow, ended up going kind of freelance and then landed a job with GP87. And so with our relationship,
actually it was Yaki and then GP87.
Right. But yeah, so I tested some boards for them and was kind of just blown away with what was coming out of the factory. It was very different than what anybody else had been doing. And so I just knew they were making good stuff. And then when I decided to do my own thing, it was super easy. I already had the relationship and already saw the boards coming out of there. So that's one, is our boards are coming in GP87. It's very, very well made stuff. Just a lot of really good technology.
It's one of the best factories in the world, in my opinion. Yeah. And that's why I would choose it. Like, I love the stuff that I get to ride from Telos. I love it when I get on stuff from that factory because they have a unique ride. Like, you get on a K2 and ride, it's a K2 and a ride. You get on a Capito, it's a Capito. You get on something from GP87 that isn't an open mold, but it came from there. There's a very unique ride to it. And to go back into like the whole, you're supporting a small brand in snowboarding that's brand new. Like, so with what I've done with Angry for, what is this, almost 20 years now? Because I started doing, almost 20 years of snowboard reviews and 15 years of Angry. So when I started, like, there's this whole thing, like, I've seen a lot of little brands come and go. Like, there's no such thing as someone that's going to last forever. Any company can disappear. But what I do know is when I get on something that I'm like, holy shit, this is different, this is good, this rides well, that's the Superposition to me. I will push the Superposition right now all goddamn day. Relic, maybe a little. Superposition, all goddamn day. Love that thing. Like, like we're giving this one right behind me away. And I told Jordan months ago, I was like, we need to give one away. I'll buy it from you. We're going to give it away. We're going to do this. We'll figure out if it's Black Friday or something. Not here we are, Black Friday. You guys get to ask the actual man, the brain behind the company. And then tonight you get to ask Kevin questions.
Yeah. Brain one, brain two.
Yeah. So, you get your two brains for it. But for me, the whole thing is, one, he's a friend of mine. I'm going to support him, right? Like I want to build my friends up Two, if he came out with a shitty ass product, I'd be like, fucking, I'm not pushing this till you build me a good product. Like, build a better product for the masses. But he's building a better product. He's got, quality factory, quality design behind it, open to feedback. I mean, you added a 151 superposition because smaller people needed it.
Yeah.
And remember when we were going back and forth, and you were like, should I do it? And I was like, yes, you'll sell it. And you're taking pre-orders on the website.
Yep. So we do have a 151 available. And so kind of get on the size, and this is something that separates us a little bit as well. So like what I noticed with boards I wrote and just with other companies and everything was let's say you jumped on a 155 and it's got a certain effective edge, certain waist width, nose width, tail width, and then it bumps up 4 centimeters in length. You basically will see an increase at, that same it'll be 4 millimeters wider. It'll be, the effective edge is 4 centimeters longer. Everything just kind of incrementally bumps up or shrinks down. And we didn't do that with any of our boards. We basically designed each size as if it was a one-off board. So the 57 was the original superposition size that we started building around. And then when I wanted the 160, I didn't just go, okay, just make the 157, but make it a little bigger. Like all the specs on it were very tailored to being a 160 centimeter snowboard. So it really gives us the ability to dial in the ride and the feel for it. So it's not just like, it's just a bigger version. It's
right.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a completely different board.
It is because the waist width on the 60 is only
it's 1 millimeter wider.
1 millimeter wider. So you're only like a sheet of paper, basically.
But it's because of that side cut, it gets wider underfoot and wider in the nose and tail, and that's why we didn't just push the waist width wider because we did not want this obnoxiously wide nose just to get the waist width to be that, that 3 millimeters wider. And same thing with the 51. We had a lot of just smaller riders, size 7 boots, a lot of female riders that were interested. And so that 51 is, I wouldn't say it's small for 51, but it was definitely with that rider kind of in mind. Like we didn't want to just, again,
it's someone with a smaller foot and a smaller stature. So, your small guys and women that want something that's a little more burly that hasn't been shrinked and pinked. Right. And that's what it is.
Yeah. And same thing with the Relic, the 156, it's quite a bit stiffer and it's quite a bit wider. So it's, it's meant for that heavier dude or bigger feet, but you can also jump on it if you just like to really aggressively carve, don't want any toe or heel drag. So it's not just an incremental increase.
Right.
I can think what we're at 26 in the 151 in the waist, and then we're 26.7 I believe in the 156. So 7 millimeters wider in the waist
on the Relic.
Yeah, on the 156. So it's a big jump up.
Yeah, so it's that's what they've got going on. Give the man a spin. So the big question is, how do we really want to get rid of the snowboard today?
I don't know. I've been thinking about that, and I think everybody's just getting a spin. Next question gets a spin. What do you got?
What do we got? Okay, we got one here from Slubby. What goes in the design process for the board in regards to graphics?
Ooh. I wish we had Sean here. So, all right. So Sean is my graphics guy. What up, Sean? He's awesome. And he's also got a really nerdy brain like mine as well. He's really into like physics and science and space and stuff. So I had an idea for what I wanted the superposition graphic to look like in my head. And I had a hard time explaining to him what I wanted, but I at least kind of conveyed I wanted this, this kind of ethereal spacey image. And I just kind of said, just have at it and see what you come up with. And he was kind of off of what I pictured in my head, but his vision was better than my vision. I liked it way better. And so we actually so this is also a cool story. I'm gonna hold this one up just since it's close to me. So this was a full photoshopped graphic. It's not an Adobe Illustrator. So the original graphic we created was very similar to this, but when we blew it up to full scale, the resolution was very poor on it. So we had to find a new mountain range, and so this is actually I believe 4 different mountain ranges combined together to make one. I know how we're giving the board away.
You do?
Yeah. All right. I'll let you help me. We can either have who guesses the planet right or who knows where this peak is right here.
Okay, so let's do the peak. You have to leave a comment on this live stream. We'll pick it after today just because I'm giving away so much stuff. That way we can move on to some other stuff. But yeah, we'll be giving away that 57 superposition to the first person that guesses this mountain range. And you can go to nerdsnowboards.com, check the website. It's this one right here. But leave a comment in the description or down below on this video. We'll go through it and we'll get that all taken
You can't just give us the country. You got to give us like, you know,
the actual mountain,
the mountain range or the peak itself or the town. Like,
yeah. So
now I got to remember the actual name of the peak though. I know where it is though.
Yeah. All right. So anyways, we got, so
did that answer enough of the question? The graphic?
I feel like that answered enough of the questions about the graphic. Give the man a spin. Crank that bitch.
The relic was even less information. Kevin basically drew it on a napkin. And I said, go have at it, Sean.
So this was drawn on a napkin?
Yeah.
That's funny. So yeah, I love that. Just an arrowhead. And then you got like this stuff down here in the bottom.
Yeah, Sean had just kind of free reign on that to do whatever he wanted. I really like what he did. So Kevin basically said he wanted similar colors but two-tone, and he wanted a Damascus like steel-looking arrowhead. And so I like what Sean did. He did the Damascus like arrowhead spear, but it also was designed to look a little bit like a mountain peak as well.
Yes.
So that kind of
works on that. So yeah.
And then one other thing, since I just noticed it as well, the our little logo here. If anybody's seen this, Sean also designed that specifically to trip people up. So it says reverse engineered from recovered UFOs in Colorado, but there's not a good split or break in it. So people get really lost in it and they have to read it a few times before they can figure it out. He did that on purpose.
I see. So, all right. Well, let's see what else we got going on here. I mean, got a lot of people leaving questions. So just so everyone knows, if I don't get to your super chats, your questions, this live stream, the 3 p.m. live stream is going to be like more old school style. It's just me.
Less
him, just me. Going to do that. I'm going to try to give away a bunch of stuff, and that's going to run from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard today. And then don't forget, at 8 p.m., Kevin, the man, the myth, the mullet, will be here with me, and he's going to be giving away some snowboards with me too. So we're going to just really try to get you guys doing this. You know, it's Black Friday. Things get weird in here. You know how it goes if you've been here before. If you haven't, well, it's just going to get weird. So that also, I got links down in the description to some videos you guys might like to check out. The cultural mystery link of the week is in there. There's new merchandise also up on angrysnowboarderstore.com. So, we got like this new shirt, the I Survived the White Ribbon of Death. So that's on there, stickers, stuff like that. So if you guys want to do that, and then, so there's that. Also, I got to give a shout out to one of the shops that I work with, In-Flight Surf Shop out in Seal Beach, California. They are giving away certificates for tunes. We're calling it Free Tune Friday. The first 10 people that come in that want to get a tune on their snowboard, just a basic tune, edge and wax, they'll give you a certificate for that as they're setting up their tune shop, but it's in Seal Beach, California. And for anyone that is an overachiever, if you show up with 2 large pizzas, you're going to get a super tune from them, which is like a structure, a wax, edge, and they're going to give you a t-shirt and a hat. So that's at In-Flight Surf Shop out in Seal Beach, California. So pretty much anyone that lives in LA, SoCal area, this is for you guys. And later today, if you're in Summit County, I'm going to be dropping off a random angry drop out and about in the town of Breckenridge after this live stream somewhere for you guys to find. So Black Friday, trying to stoke everyone out. Unfortunately, just had too much on my plate this year. I was going to try to do some stuff with some other shops, but yeah, so we got that. And then don't forget, if you're watching this and you want to try to win that nerd snowboard, the first person that can guess the peak, the mountain range, or the town that mountain is on the superposition, and you can always go on nerdsnowboards.com and look at the graphic. First person that guesses it is going to win a 157 superposition.
If we get multiple right answers, should we go like, hey, who's got the actual peak, and then
I'm going with the first person. The person
who's got one of those 3 parameters. Okay,
yeah. Cool. Yeah, because it'll just chronologically post, and I can just look at it.
Okay,
that way it just makes it easier. And I'll be checking that tomorrow. I probably won't even check on it the rest of the day. So you got the rest of the day to do that. So yeah. But yeah, you got to leave it in the comments for this, not in the chat box, in the comments.
One more time. It's this big peak right here. Because this is actually like 4 different mountain ranges combining together to be one mountain range. That main peak is the one we're after.
Yeah. So yeah. So anyways, let's try to catch up on some stuff here, because I know we got a lot of people that are asking a lot of questions, and well, we just gave them a whole breakdown of the brand. So okay, let's see where we are.
I wonder how many people are just doing Google Earth and just dropping the little guy everywhere.
Yeah, just
boop, nope, boop, nope.
This is actually a really funny question, and I think you should answer this with me.
Oh,
if 2 backpack speaker boys from different parties board the same chair, how do they establish dominance over the other chair? I mean, what would be your go-to backpack speaker song to assert dominance? I'm thinking Slayer, Rain and Blood. You know, like that would do it. Either that or Wasps, Fuck Like a Beast. Those would be the 2 that I would go with. But unfortunately, it's backpack speaker boys, which means it's shitty ass dubstep that sounds like camel farts being put through a synthesizer. So I really don't know.
Who's got more bass, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Who can bass the other one out?
Yeah. You vibrate them off the chair so they fall to their death. All right, give Hamster Cool Bean a spin there, bud. What do we got? Ooh. All right. Hamster Cool Bean won a medium sticker pack. All you got to do to claim that is email me info@angrysnowboarder.com, and I'll get that in the mail, which there's a ton of new stickers that I just ordered. I ordered something like 4,500 new stickers. So, you know, because
a lot of stickers.
That's a lot of stickers. You know, so okay. And then we got another super chat here from Dylan Case. Question for both of you. What is your most memorable experience with snowboarding?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Should we just go with our most memorable experience together?
Yeah.
Snowboarding?
That's got to be the hood trip.
That was totally the hood trip. I was working with a brand called Echelon Snowboards, and they wanted us to go capture some content. And Jordan just sort of tagged along, and we put the most ghetto-ass roof rack on a car with a Thule box that probably didn't fit, and then had to run bungee straps through it because Mitsubishi had given us a car. And then we drove from here to Park City and stayed with Park City Liz.
Yeah.
And then I was having that feud with the owner of Nope Snowboards.
Yeah.
And poor dude had no clue. He's like, "You'll never show up here." Literally showed up that day and was like, "You got something to say to me?" Gone, just completely gone. Ran that company out of business. And
that was funny.
And then we drove up. We were staying at Windell's, so we drove up to Windell's, and no one's there telling us where we can stay. We ended up sleeping in the car like 5.
I forgot about that.
We slept.
Yeah, we couldn't. We could get to. We knew where the condo was, but no
keys. So we had to wait till the next morning. So we had to sleep in the car.
It wasn't a big car either. It was like
it was a Mitsubishi Outlander GT.
It's like one of those like little crossover SUVs.
It's about the size of a Honda CR-V.
Yeah. So it's me, Averin, Tyler Barrett, and then Carlo was with us.
Yeah.
And all 4 of us were trying to sleep in there and basically just sleeping on each other.
Oh my God.
It smelled awful in the mornings. We've been in the car for like 2 days straight.
Just farting. Just straight farting. We ate Denny's for dinner. That was also like when we had to get gas in Oregon. And
that was on the way back when we...
No, that was when we ran out.
Yeah.
But on the way there, we had to go get gas, and it was like the hottest chick at a gas station I've ever seen working there. And I think she just took sympathy on us because it was like 3 a.m. And that was also when we discovered that Carlo does not know how to drive at all.
No.
Yeah, he is not allowed to ever drive a car.
I'm sure he can handle... He's probably watching this too and is pissed. I'm going to get a text message soon, but I'm sure he can
handle a Honda Civic.
He can drive fine in the city. He can do fine in traffic. I'm sure he's a great parallel parker, but mountain pass roads and open country highway.
Did not understand how to downshift. It's like, just downshift. What do you mean downshift? Downshift. It's got Geartronic. Just downshift. We don't need to ride the brakes for 5 miles down this pass.
We came across the best, worst name road in the country.
White Settlement Road.
That's a legit thing.
That was a very, very legit, very, very white out there.
Yeah.
Very, very white supremacy. That was very awkward.
It was one of the most hungover I've ever been snowboarding.
You guys did very foul things to the Windells hot tub.
Oh, I forgot about Dude Soup.
Dude Soup is an understatement.
Yeah. Was that the same night? All I know is, all right, so we went out one night just to go have a couple drinks, have some fun, see what the local crew was up to. And
that went downhill fast.
Yeah, I ended up hanging out with a dude playing pool who like spilled his guts out to me about how his son was dating some girl who had stabbed him in the eye twice. And he was like legally blind in his one eye and was still with her. And he was like trying to figure out how to like make his son understand. He just kept buying round and round and round after whiskey. Jack Daniels. So I think there's a video of me in the morning laying in the parking lot.
This is just the worst. The best is the video footage of them in the hot tub. The thing had like 400 beer cans in it. It was the most disgusting hot tub I've ever seen. Yep. Like that thing. Maybe COVID-19 started there. I don't know. It was bad.
I think I got a picture of that. Should I look at
that was yeah. So there was that, and then on the drive back, we ran out of gas in the middle of bumfuck Oregon. Thank God we were able to. AAA saved our ass. They came out with 1 gallon of gas that was enough for us to sputter to the next town's gas station and die. Then we had to go eat at a Dairy Queen, and they were trying to. I've never seen a Dairy Queen close at like 7 o'clock at night. They're like, you need to leave. And we're like,
Before that, we got pulled over for doing like 80 and a 35 because we didn't know that it switched to a 35. But
first off, it was 90.
90 and a 35.
And second off, I told the cop I didn't have time for this shit. And everyone's like, and
he didn't have time for this shit either because this dude's got a driver's license with no photo on it. The car was registered in a different state from the insurance and had like different plate, like nothing lined up. And I think
okay. So first off. Washington State issued me a driver's license with no photo. Second, the car was registered in California but insured in Colorado.
We had New York plates or something?
No, we had California dealer plates on that.
But
then the best part was when he asked me how fast I thought I was going, and I said the speed limit. And he just walked away. He was laughing too hard. And he was just like, and it was that President? No, it was Memorial Weekend.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was like Memorial Weekend, and I just remember him. I just remember him looking at everything, and he had this stack of paperwork, and he's like, "I don't want to deal with this. Slow down, drive safe, and just send us on the way."
100%. Yeah, he just was like, "That's too much paperwork.
Too much paperwork. I don't want to even." And then we ran over like some giant ass snapping turtle at 1 a.m.
Oh yeah, was that on the way back?
That was on the way back.
Okay,
that was on the way back. Someone tried to tortoise shell us like Mario Kart, and you were driving when we hit it, weren't you?
I was in the front seat.
Oh
yeah.
Who was driving? Was that Marcus?
Yeah, I think it was Marcus.
He's like, I hit something, and I was like, just keep going.
I thought there was a way,
but it was seriously like this big around. I think it was a snapping turtle that you just couldn't see it with the way the road dipped, and just obliterated it. Just kept going.
I thought there's a way you could do photos. I'm on Marcus's Facebook right now. I'm trying to find the picture of Dude Soup.
Dude Soup was awful.
He probably.
But yeah. That's probably our most memorable trip together ever. I mean, we were like baking s'mores on a wood stove in the Windells adult cabin house.
Burning ants with.
Oh my God, with magnifying glasses. What are you doing? Burning ants.
It was a lighter and like bug sprayers. Yes.
Down there, that was that was an interesting one, to say the least. That trip was that was something else. Sure.
That's just snowboarding, man.
Give this man a spin.
Oh, to be young and dumb again. Now I'm just old and dumb.
Oh God, yes, I know.
Spray skiers.
Always spray skiers. We got a good one here, super chat from Rogue SGT. What brands or shapes have inspired you?
Ooh, that's a good one. Definitely some stuff from Nidecker. Rode the Old Mellow. Really like that board. Let's see what else was the Flow Darwin. The first, I think it actually then became what was it? The Enigma after that.
Yeah, it went Darwin, Enigma, then it became an Odyssey for the women.
Yeah,
and then they put a swallowtail on it.
yeah, but the
that board's gotten some mileage.
Yeah, the Darwin started with the swallowtail, then it went away from the swallowtail.
Yeah.
The Darwin I really liked a lot. Let's see what else. The XV, Razi XV.
Yeah.
I mean, the superposition is definitely my idea, my own concept. But I mean, obviously, you got to figure out what you like from somewhere. And so, yeah, just from all these boards I wrote, I just pulled little things that I like from each board and designed my dream board.
I mean, for me, the way it rides, the way I would describe it is it's like a Jones Stratus, a Nidecker Mellow, with hints of a Rosinal Sashimi, not an XV, just because
I never got to ride the Sashimi.
But to me, that's where I get the hints from it. But yeah, that's it. And then with the Relic, it kind of reminds me of this board right here, which ironically, because Kevin helped design the Relic. So this is the Yes Warka, which we'll be giving this away at some point today, probably. The Yes Warka, because Kevin and I always had a joke of making a board called the War Orca, part War Pig, part Orca, and that's kind of what the Relic is.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it was like, I don't think anybody's designed a board 100%. Maybe the first few snowboards designed, that were completely new ideas. I think everybody took, and just still those guys took influence from skateboards and surfboards. So.
Well, I think it's funny that Yes calls it the Warka after like 2 years of Kevin and I talking about the damn thing. They got free marketing like backlogged for them. It's like, yeah, it's the Warka, blah, blah, blah. And I'm over here and it's like, but that's what we were going to call our board for the last 2 years as a joke.
What's the side cut on a snurfer?
0.
Straight.
Just straight. Give this man a spin, sir. Ooh, spin again. Give him another spin. There you go, sir. You won yourself a small sticker pack. All you got to do is email me info@angrysnowboarder.com, and I'll get that in the mail to you. And so for anyone that wants to win this Nerd's Superposition that's sitting right behind me, if you look at the photo of it on the website, there is a peak, a big-ass peak. Jordan here will grab a visual.
Double split experiments, the same graphic.
Same graphic, but this giant peak here, if you can name this peak, you'll win the snowboard. First person to do it by leaving a comment on this video, not in the chat, on this video, we'll get it. Got to be very clear about that. All right, so we got another question from Kevin Kim. Are Nerd Snowboards going to be in physical stores?
Eventually, we're working on it. I would like to be in stores. There is something nice about actually being able to put your fingers on the product.
I like to lick them.
Yeah,
I go into stores and just lick snowboards.
How's this one taste? Like,
exactly. I was like,
your senses are high.
Well, you lick it and you're like, does this smell like desperation and slave labor, or does this one taste fast, or is this like really chemically?
So yeah,
sometimes I bite them and leave teeth marks. That way, it's like an autograph from Angry, but it's my teeth marks. That way, if I die too, you've got a bite mark, and you can use those teeth things to identify my
dental record.
Yes, exactly. Well, I don't go to dentists; those people are weird. I lie. I have like 300 fillings.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I try to take such good care of my teeth. Every time I go in, they're like, we got
death creeps in through the gums.
Yeah, we got to drill around. Yeah, floss every day.
Yeah. So. Anyways, so stores. I know that one of the guys over at In-Flight Surf Shop, which, hey, first 10 people that walk in there today will get a certificate for a tune on their snowboard. So if your edges are crusty, board needs a little love, take it down to In-Flight Surf Shop in Seal Beach, California. So LA people. And if you're an overachiever, the first person to bring 2 large pizzas will get a super tune on their board plus a hat and a t-shirt from them. That's Seal Beach, California, In-Flight Surf Shop. But I know that they had expressed some interest, but you're just working out some stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, we're obviously direct to consumer right now, and so people that have put orders in through us, I'm trying to take care of, first, obviously. Which, by the way, I did send out emails, I think, to everybody. But but boards are en route. So
Okay.
yeah.
And you're still taking pre-orders, right?
Still,
or you haven't sold out on those?
No, we're still taking pre-orders. We're not sold on anything yet. We're getting close on the I think the 157. I'd have to look at my inventory count again, but
right.
But yeah, we're getting there, so I wouldn't wait too long.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
not trying to pressure you into it, but yeah, if you were thinking
it's a limited run.
Yeah.
It's a small brand. It's a limited run.
Yeah, we won't be able to get boards again till next season. So after this order, what we've got is what we've got.
Yeah, but hey, I mean that, so you could win one in this by just identifying that peak on the superposition in the comment. You got to leave a comment on this video. You can get free tunes from In-Flight Surf Shop if you're in Los Angeles.
I don't know how many pizzas they're going to end up with.
I'm hoping to just so many pizzas. I just want to so this is like a test run, and I've been talking to other shops about this. I was like, I want to see what actually happens when we do this, because I just want to see people doing this, because if this becomes a thing next Black Friday, I'm getting like 20 shops on board across the world, and I'm gonna be like, take them a pizza and get this. And I just want to see people being like, we got so much fucking pizza, we don't know what to do with it. This is actually a funny comment from Steffus. Anger is only happy because he's going to have about 20 less boards hanging around. It says, fuck, man, you have no idea how happy I am to get rid of this shit. Just shit, like was it 2 weeks ago? Last week? Was it last? Yeah, it was last week at the Loveland demo. I got to take like 30 snowboards and dump them off on people. I was like, ha ha ha, not my problem anymore. This is like the happiest freaking man on earth. On top of the fact, I forgot I left a snowboard at one of the restaurants down here for one of my friends that worked there. I was like, hey, if you want it, you can have it. And he's like, I don't want it. And he went and bought a black snowboard to death. He's like, you need to come get this thing. I was like, fuck, I got to go pick up another snowboard. It's like never frigging ends for me. I'm just like, oh my God, I got so much shit I need to get away. And whatever we don't give away over these 3 live streams today, we're going to get, I've got a fundraiser coming I'll be doing a fundraiser with the Shred Foundation. And so that's going to become, last year we had it coincide with this. It was too much for me to do it, to overlap it this year, but we'll have that coming up. And I think we might even try to get like another charity or 2 involved and just try to get money put back into snowboarding, because that's what it's all about. I mean, I said back in January that I was going to try to give back even more to snowboarding this year. So that's what all of this is. So yeah, but anyways, for all you people commenting the mountain in the chat box, that is not where you fucking put it. It goes in the comments down on the video. Comments, the physical comment. If it pops up on the live stream, it does not count. You're not going to win. You got to leave me an actual comment down on the video. So, yeah. Let's see what we got here. Here's one from Colt. Do you have a good board for beginner to intermediate? Well, so
I
think the Superposition can handle an intermediate, but I think the Relic is a little better for a intermediate.
Yeah, the Relic's a little softer in the nose. So the Superposition's charged up. It's a very energetic board. It's not overly stiff or anything, but that side cut really just wants to trench and turn. So like it's going to zip you across the mountain. For a newer rider, it might be too much. The Relic's a little easier into the turn, and it'll carve really hard. That thing will carve uphill, but it's not just like as fast while it's on edge. And just yeah, it's not a super difficult board to ride. If you're kind of newer to snowboarding, it may be a little tougher just because of the directional shape. If you're working on your falling leaf and stuff, but it's not an overly hard board to ride.
No.
So yeah, if you want something, if you're you got your turns down, you're looking for something that's a little more exciting, the Relic would be a good choice.
Cool. Give him a spin of the wheel.
Shop local.
Shop local, baby. Nerdsnowboards.com. Yeah. Also, shout out. We got our moderators, Carlos Enriquez down in Aspen, and our boy, Kevin Hub. So, floating around. They're out there. They're moderating you people. But I did just see this from longtime supporter Adam Lowe. He just got laid off. Could definitely use a board. Adam, email me info@angrysnowboarder with your stats. You're getting something. It's not going to be the nerd superposition, but you're going to get something. So, yeah. So, anyways, just email me. You're getting a snowboard, dude. It sucks getting laid off. I know what that's like. Actually, I don't get laid off. I just got fired a lot. I think I got fired from 34 jobs in 1 year. So yeah. So, anyways, Adam, email me info@angrysnowboarder. Give me all your stats. I'll pull a board out of what I've got over here if it works for you, and I'll get one to you. I mean, there's like 15 boards I'm giving away, so there's got to be something I can give you. So I'd rather do that. So like I said, today's all about you guys. Random questions might get something. The 3 p.m. live stream is going to be a lot different. We're going to give a lot of stuff away during that one. This one's more like nerd specific. I really wanted to hype the brand and just do something different for Black Friday. You know, maybe next year we'll have a different brand on here or something. So yeah. Anyways, but yeah. Adam, just email me info@angrysnowboarder.com. Make sure you give me all your stats and mailing address, and then I'll get back to you probably. It'll probably be like next week. I'm going to take the rest of the fucking weekend off after this bullshit. Let's be real. Okay. Let's see. But yeah, so after this live stream is over, the comment section will open up. Leave your comment down below with what mountain peak you think it is for that nerd superposition, and the first person that gets it right will win. So you can do mountain range, mountain peak, and the village.
Yeah,
so,
city, town, village.
City, town, village, yeah.
Area.
Yeah, so... Okay, we got a super chat here from Jackoff Beat. Great name. Holding out for a superposition in a 154 one day. Is 151 too small or 157 too big? I'm 145 pound size 10 boot, 10 fingers, 0 common sense. This is a man that has watched this live stream because he knows that I like to add shit into that.
No, I'm pretty sure I've talked with him a bit too on it. Yeah, so we do have a 54 coming. Unfortunately, it won't be until next season.
You could be the first.
Yeah. Yeah, so size, I mean, you can definitely do the 157. My question to you would be, how much did he weigh? 145?
He's 145.
What does Kevin weigh?
160 something.
Oh, he's getting big. He's a grown boy.
He's got an office job. He's a cubicle jockey.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say you're too light for the board. You're on the lighter end, but with your 10 boots, you're gonna have to decide. So let's ask him some questions if he wants to, or he can shoot this all in an email to me as well. But yeah, I would say, how aggressive of a rider are you? What kind of terrain are you riding? How fast do you like to go? And how do you handle toe heel drag? Like, is a little bit fine? Would you rather have less? Is it an absolute no-go?
So like that 10 is going to be tight on that 51.
Yeah, on the 51 and the 54, I think a 10 is going to be a little bit.
I think the 54.
The 54, they'll be fine.
Fine. The 51, it'll be a little tight.
54, I'd say is probably going to be too small of a board. But the
51, yeah.
Yeah, the 54 will be on the smaller side. The 57 is going to accommodate that 10 boot a little better. But again,
it's going to end up being stiffer because of that weight. Yeah. The 54 would be that middle ground.
Yeah.
So you might have to wait a year.
Yeah. If you charge, at 145 pounds and you charge and ride fast, the 57 might be a better choice just because it's going to be a little stiffer, a little more stable. But again, depends on the terrain you ride and how you ride. And if you're a little more intermediate rider or you're riding tighter, slower terrain, I'd go 54.
Kevin's trying to tell us he's 150 to 160 pounds. The fuck you are, fat ass. I've seen you. I tried to pick you up. I got a hernia. Give it a spin.
Well, it's like 4 pounds of hair.
Yeah. Well, no, he's got the asymmetrical mullet going on.
Aerodynamic.
Yeah, So.
Yeah, we're just giving away spins.
Oh, what do we got? Next question. Let's find one here. Let's find a question. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to take this question because it has nothing to do with nerd. So we got one from Bam Sandal. Why does Evo set the ride shadow band like a 2 at 10 in stiffness, but a lot of people say it's middle of the road, just the construction? No, they're fucking idiots. Whoever runs their website does not know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, that board, yes, it's softer than the algorithm, but it's like that number, that 2 at 10, like, fucking, first off, those numbers mean fuck all in the grand scheme of things. I ride a 57 shadow band as my everyday board right now. That's my binding testing board. It's my all mountain freestyle board. It is a middle of the road board. It feels like an old ride DH2. It's the way it rides. Like 2 at 10. The fuck? They trying to say it's like, what is it? The board that's below the ride agenda. What is that? Or something like that. No, they're fucking idiots.
Do they still make the kink?
Yeah, they do.
Super noodle. It's still noodle? I haven't been on a kink in I don't even know how long.
Give the man a spin. It's a little stiffer than it used to be.
Ever had the denim top sheet? Person below gets a spin.
Oh, Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
doing the Oprah thing again.
I'm just giving everything away. Well, that's a super chat from Brandon. Spin to win. Happy Black Friday. So, we're doing this. Fuck it. You get a snowboard. You just won. It's not a nerd superposition, but well, let's what do I want to give away? I've been trying to get rid of this thing for a while. So fuck it. All right. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you win a cabin mountain tool. It's Peregrine. So, it's a pow board, free ride board. But yeah, so Brandon, shoot me an email, info@angrysnowboarder.com. And you win this snowboard. I'm going to go add this to the pile of shit that's going out. You like how I just refer to it as the pile of shit? I'm like, I got to go mail this stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Snowboards, they have feelings.
So yeah. Anyone that doesn't believe we're not giving stuff away, we're literally giving stuff away. Like when I say I have a stack of snowboards to give away, like everything on this wall right here needs to go at some point. So there we go. Okay. Let's see. Where are we? Okay. Yeah. Let's find something else. Can you... Oh, wait, no. I got to get it. Someone just asked me about this. Rich Mallory. Did you ever try to read Todd Richards' books? Well, unlike other YouTubers, I can actually read. So I did read this. And then about 4 years ago, I think it was Black Friday, I gave a bunch of copies of this because I think at one point I bought like 10 used copies off Amazon. This book's actually absolutely amazing, P3. You ever read it?
I have not, but I need to.
Here, you take that. Read that. We need to encourage
education.
Yes, and reading and stuff.
Super good for your brain.
It is.
Gray matter.
Gray matter. I have 2 holes in my brain. Did you know that?
I'm sure there's more than 2.
Nope, there's 2. The MRI came back positive. There's 2 holes in the base of my brain and a dent in the prefrontal cortex. I have brain damage.
That makes a lot of sense. The whole dent in the prefrontal cortex.
Oh, it's underdeveloped. That's why I'm angry all the time. Doctor even said, he's like, oh, that's a big one. I was like, oh, that's great to hear. Thanks. What do we do? And he's like, nothing at this point.
Something you never want to hear when people are looking at imaging, especially like
You know what was bad was the MRI specialist, like after I was done, he comes up to me and he's just like, good luck, buddy. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
I just found out I got a torn tricep tendon from my last MRI.
Ooh,
yeah.
I got a. Did I tell you I bodied a rail this week? Full blown body to down bar at Copper.
Did you take who got the worst of it, the you or the rail?
Oh, me, 100%. Came right across the quads, and they had just waxed it, so I got this wax streak across my pants. The left hand punched the ground on the other side. I mean, I fully tacoed over the damn thing.
I'm pretty sure Wetzel broke his fingers or tore ligaments or something in his fingers a couple days ago at Keystone trying to hit a log rail we found. He bent them all the way backwards. Now he's got sausage fingers.
Oh, sausage fingers are the worst. I don't like sausage fingers. Let's see. Okay, well, we got the super chat here from Fizzle. Seems that everyone has a different philosophy in design and construction methods. What would you say is the differences between some of the major factories out there? So, well, we went over earlier about your stuff. So,
materials and technology are going to be huge. Like
the other thing is cleanliness. Like you go to a factory like Never Summer, Donick, Mervyn, they're dirty. They're dirty. They're not as clean as other factories. Like you look at photos of GP87 clean. Capita, super clean. SWS in Dubai, clean. Some of the Chinese factories, like the lower end ones, you start looking at them and they start to get a little filthy. You like see it, and that's where you get in the cassette, you get those dimples in there because they're not cleaning the epoxy out. They're not doing any of that stuff. So there's those things in there as well. So it's this whole thing where you start to see these different discrepancies in there. The other thing is materials. If you're one of these factories that buys in bulk, they will use up all that old fiberglass that's been sitting there.
Yep.
And you see it like Never Summer uses old fiberglass. Like that shit's just been, they bought it in bulk. It's sitting around, and then they put 2 extra layers in their boards because they're burly, and they do that. But I can remember looking at the Utopia out of Canada. They were sending stuff. They were making Rome boards for a while, and you could see in the top sheets of like the National and maybe it wasn't the National. It was Bjorn Linus's pro model. Was that the Mountain? It was something like that. But you could see in the top sheet the difference in there. So like the big thing is you want a factory that employs a cleanup crew that goes around and cleans everything up. Like you don't want to be like Gilson and have it burned to the ground like it did this week because they had wood shavings left
They caught fire?
Their factory burned to the fucking ground.
I did
not. No,
yeah.
that's why I've been making all these jokes about fire sale with them because literally their factory is just torched. It's gone. And you want to tell me that doesn't scream insurance scam? It does. Like it's just nuked. Like the roof is caved in, CNC machines are gone. But anytime I've ever looked at any videos of their factory, and I was like, that is a filthy looking factory.
You didn't have anything to do with that? You weren't holding any black masses or anything?
I was 1,800 miles away. I think I was watching Night Court reruns when it happened. So, anyways, it's but yeah, cleanliness is just such a thing with that. But what I like about looking at like Capita's factory, they're doing all those 3D polymers, GP87s, working with different resins and stuff in there. The big thing in manufacturing, it's going to come down to cleanliness, weight of the product that they're using, because you're getting stronger product with less weight. So you're getting a lighter weight product that's just as strong as something that's overbuilt to compensate for an inferior build quality and stuff.
I think some too is where they source the products from, or where they source the materials from,
like your wood and stuff.
Yeah, getting more consistency. Like I know GP87 uses their own tree farm, so it's really good consistency with the wood. There's tons of different ABS, for regular ABS sidewalls distributors, and so like
same thing.
As long as they're getting them from the same distributor every time.
Well, that's like base material, because there's really 2 manufacturers. There's Isosport and Crown Plastics.
Right.
Crown Plastics is not as good as Isosport. I don't care what anyone tells me. I've ridden enough stuff with Crown that I'm like, unless they're black or they're white, if it's colored or if it's the clear, it's not as good as Isosport's colored P-Tex or clear. And that's like the whole thing. So yeah, there's that. So yeah. But I mean, give the man a spin, sir.
It's gonna be another spin.
No.
It's always another spin.
No.
So
you lose.
Wah, wah,
wah. So yeah. Anyways, I think this is a question you could answer. How's that Zima up there?
Not good.
You gonna try it?
Oh my god, is this still got Zima in it? There goes the broken.
Oh, now you're making my dog bark.
Oh, I don't know if this is even. All right, I'm gonna do it.
Fine, fuck it.
Oh, you're gonna do it? Oh, the whole thing? Gross. How long's it been up there?
Oh, why does it taste like tobacco? I don't even smoke. Oh God. This tastes like my prom date. I was gonna take a sip. I mean, you're gonna go in on the Zima. It's all or nothing. You know what's funny about Zima? They never stop selling it in Japan. You can get a 22-ounce bottle of it in the vending machines. It's absolutely hilarious.
How long has that been up there for?
I think it's been 4 or 5 years since the reissue. So yeah, about that. Oh, I'm gonna regret that.
You
later.
may have jarred it.
I probably do. Oh my God. There's probably like maggot babies in there or something. Oh,
It's good for the gangrene.
oh. Wait, do I have gangrene?
I don't know. If you do, you're good.
Ooh, this is a question that I think you could really answer because you are a backcountry guy. It comes from Mikey P. Any recommendation on which avalanche course to take? Live in Salt Lake, not sure if it's online or in person. Thanks.
Yes. So, all right, here's what I have to say about that. If you've got the budget to go do Avi courses, absolutely take them. You will learn stuff in them. Whether even if you're a seasoned backcountry rider and you go take your Avi 1 class, you're not going to learn a ton, maybe, but you'll learn something. And then you can start moving up to those steps. However, the biggest thing is just start getting some experience. Go with people who know what they're doing. Start small. I think people get this concept in their head where they're going to go take this course in this class and they're going to learn all this stuff. And then they're just going to know this. It's going to just be, white and black, yes, no questions out there. There's so much to staying alive in the backcountry and like being able to look at everything that just time in the backcountry experience out there is going to pay massive, massive dividends over classes. And if you don't have the budget, the first thing I would do is go buy the book or go get to your local library, and I should have it, Snow Sense. It's like maybe 100 pages, less than that. And
yeah.
It is basically a field manual for just staying alive in the backcountry. And it's written as, okay, so you're going to go ski in dangerous avalanche terrain. Here's how you mitigate your risk. Versus a lot of the other mountaineering books you'll get out there are how to avoid all that terrain. But if it's the fun terrain is the stuff that'll kill you.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But you know way more about the backcountry than me. I ride flying couches. I'm lazy as fuck.
Yeah, just get out there and do it. A lot of reasons, get your gear. Don't skimp. It's stuff that's gonna save your life and friends' lives out there.
Yeah.
So beacon probe shovel, absolutely. I still recommend an airbag. But just make sure
you've used yours, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Test that equipment as well. I have had airbags that have never failed when I've had to actually deploy them, but I had a screw that I had to put some Loctite on because it would back out, just from getting vibrated around the snowmobile and touring. And so you'd go to pull the handle and it wouldn't actually pull a cord. So, to check that. And I had a issue which I documented last year with BCAs. The actual inflator, the piece of plastic broke on it, and so it popped, but it blew all the air just out into the pack itself and not into the airbag. And BCA was great. The full warranty hooked me up with a new bag, and I mean I had that thing for years. But just start getting the experience out there first. Get a beacon, probe, and shovel. Go to your local resort. A lot of them have the beacon pits.
Yeah, like A Basin does.
A Basin's got one. Keystone's got one. I believe Copper's got one.
Copper has one?
I think, yeah. Someone just told me Copper's got one. I believe even the Frisco Adventure Park has one.
Yeah, Frisco Adventure Park does. Because I think Sarah set that up or something.
So that'll get you. That'll just get you really familiar with like how a beacon works, and really because it doesn't walk you in a straight line. That's one thing you'll find out real quick. It walks you on the flux line. But once you get proficient with that, you start moving out into the backcountry and doing like more practical exercises, and then just dig pits, just dig, see what's going on, see how snow reacts, and then just pay attention. It's watch what the weather's doing when you've had, wild temperature swings, wind, things like. I might be getting too deep into this. I could talk about this.
No, I know. No, this is good. People need to hear this. This is more than I can give them.
Yeah. So. There's also another. They're free. You'll see a lot of shops do them. Just ski shops, backcountry shops, tune shops. The Know Before You Go. They'll usually have someone that works with the local avalanche forecasting center. They'll come down there and talk. It is not an Avi 1 course, but it is a good introduction if you have zero experience. And they are great people to talk to about recommendations on equipment or finding like local groups to be out with.
Yeah.
And experience. That's the biggest thing.
And you can always learn more. So you're always progressively learning. So one thing I want to put in is there's a bunch of fucking idiots on YouTube giving shitty ass advice, and on TikTok, Instagram, they're going to get you killed. Don't listen to people just because they have a big following. If they look like they don't know how to fucking ride powder, which is a lot of them, don't do it. The other thing is like our friend AJ is a really good backcountry resource. AJ Apposito, you can follow him on Instagram, but he works with San Juan Mountain Guides. And yeah, it's just one of these things. Like, I'm lazy. I'm fucking horribly lazy. Like, I just want to make enough money to buy a snowcat. Because at that point, I'm like, fuck it, I'll just drive where I need to go.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, like, if the resort terrain and resort POW was as good as the backcountry every time, I wouldn't even go in the backcountry. But it's not. So, but yeah, your life is and your friends' lives are in your hands. So it's not something to just be complacent with.
And our boy Raul Duke says it best: if you feel safe, you're unsafe. And that's
you should. I'm always on edge. I've been when the Avi forecast has everything in green, the snow's completely locked up, and as soon as I get on to slope, aspect cool or whatever it is, big panel, like that's where I feel actually the most exposed on big panels. But I feel like I'm on an island and I'm constantly on edge and kind of riding with that. Still like enjoying it, but having that sense of like, where am I going if this goes wrong?
Exactly. And you've been in some hairy situations and stuff. And as a guy that rides resorts, I have definitely triggered some inbound shit that I probably shouldn't have. So, just be safe out there, be smart, people. There's nothing wrong with walking away and just going, it just doesn't feel safe. Group think when you're in a big group gets to be a real big problem and stuff. So, but we got another question here. Where is it? I just saw it. Did I just lose it? I don't know. I'm all over the place here today. I just saw one, which was someone just asking where the nearest rope tow to Denver was. Winter Park actually has a rope tow park this year. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah. So they put that up. At least they have for the preseason. I don't know if they've taken it down and opened the regular park, but they did have the rope tow up with the park. So, all right.
They used to build that little snow skate park down in the village there. You remember that?
Oh yeah, it was over by Showcase, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and like the Starbucks and shit.
Yeah. That was fun. When we were doing the demos over there.
I fucking hate Winter Park.
We'd go there and just bust our shins and ribs on everything.
I fucking hate Winter Park. That place is god awful. I fucking hate that place. Every time I go there, I never have a good time, and I'm like, I fucking hate this place.
I've never just gone there to snowboard. I've always was there for demos and SIA and stuff. So I've never gotten like a good show of it.
Yeah,
love their bike park. Trestles is super fun.
All right. So Snowboard B is like, can a brother get a spin? Spin it for the man.
Sure.
I know I'm missing a lot of stuff. It's a weird day. Black Friday just gets weird. All bets are off. So, what we got?
Ollie slow signs.
Ollie slow signs.
Better.
That's right. So I ended our little poll that we had going on are you going to win a snowboard today? Out of 365 votes, 65% of you think you're going to win a snowboard. That is a lot of snowboards. I'd have to be the Oprah Winfrey of snowboarding to give everyone that wants that a snowboard. The 19% that said no is probably the people that are actually going to win something. Yeah. And then I love all the 14% of you that are just here for the stickers. Just here for the stickers. So, okay, let's see what we got here. I'm going to take this super chat from Anthony Lenzalata. Hey guys, looking at 3 swallowtails for a heli trip. Weston Japau, Jones Storm Wolf, and the Battalion Surfer. 5'10", 240 pounds. Your thoughts? Also, will Nerd be designing a swallowtail board?
Ooh, maybe in the future. I do like swallowtails. It's not something that we have said we're definitely releasing, but I mean, we're constantly talking about boards that would be cool. So yeah, maybe in the future. I would like to have something that is just a full-on dedicated, choker deep POW board. Big old swallowtail, big wide nose.
I can get behind that too. So to go back to the first part of the question, out of the 3, the Surfer, you're at 240 pounds. The biggest size isn't going to be big enough for you. The Japau comes, I believe, in a 69. That's what you're going to want at 240 pounds. The Storm Wolf is a little stiffer than the Japau, but you're going to ride a smaller one. But what I would also look at would be an Amplid Big Kahuna. So that would be another one, or even the Snowmalier. From them. So that should give you a few options there, Anthony. Okay, let's see. Where else are we? Okay. Let's see. What do you think? What should we do? What should we do here?
Spin me, baby, one more time.
No, fuck that kid. Okay, so we got a super chat from Josh Blaustein. If given the chance, would you own your own resort?
Absolutely.
Duh.
None of you would be allowed to go there.
It'd just be Jordan and I. That's it. It would be Jordan and I, and there'd be some stupid douchebag skiers poaching it, and we'd be spraying them
Yeah.
and shooting them with paintball guns. No, actually,
Who doesn't fantasize about that? Like, if I had my own resort, what would I do?
So back in the day, here's a funny story. My dad got out of Vietnam. Him and my grandfather went to Vail in '69, and Lion's Head was for sale. And my dad was sitting on a buttload of cash from Vietnam, and my grandfather talked him out of buying it.
It's real unfortunate.
Could have grown up in Vail. My dad is to this day is just like, this is bullshit. Could have owned like the whole base area of Vail. And on top of that, he almost bought it was like one of the sections of Winter Park was for sale for like $7,000. My dad was sitting on, I think, like 30 grand by the time he got out of Vietnam. So in '69, he could have bought like part of Winter Park, which I'm kind of glad we didn't, because I don't want to grow up as a meth head with missing teeth. But I'm just like, God damn it, Dad. But when I was a kid, my family actually looked at an old ski resort in New York to buy because they were going to timber it. But
fun fact, New York, most ski resorts in North America.
Yes, I know. That's where I'm from.
I figured you knew, but
I did.
If you guys didn't know, now you know.
No, but yeah, we did that. My dad looked at it, and then my brother actually put together a proposal and package for a business class that people started to take seriously, but they were going to reopen a closed down ski resort, and they were really contemplating it, and they had a great plan. So let's give Josh a spin there.
Person below gets a spin.
Person below gets a spin. Oh, well, that goes to Brian Urich, who says nerd snowboards are better than Burton boards.
They sure are.
Maybe in your mind. Actually, I kind of agree with that. Burton makes a lot of middle of the road product. What do we got? Medium sticker pack? Well, there you go, Brian. You won yourself a medium sticker pack. All you got to do is email me info@angrysnowboarder.com and make sure you put your mailing address in there, and I will get that in the mail to people. So, yeah. So, anyways, let's see. So we've been here about an hour, 17 minutes. We got about 200 of you people on here. So what are you thinking? You busy? You got time to take a few more questions?
Yeah, I can field some more questions here.
All right.
What you guys got?
Yeah, let's see what you guys got. Let's get those questions in, because I do want to go get some lunch, and then I'll be back at 3 p.m. with just me. You people get to deal with me, just fucking me. And I got a slip disc in my neck right now. My right arm's completely numb, so I'm going to be in a pissy mood. So yeah. Actually, you and I can answer this question from J.E. Which resort has the greatest percentage of Jerry's in Colorado? Oh, that's Keystone.
Yeah.
That's Keystone 100%.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, King of the Kooks calls it his home mountain, Jonathan Buckhuss. I mean, that you just attract, if you have the King of the Kooks at the resort and he claims the resort, you're just going to attract more kooks. Plus, everyone from Denver that buys an Epic Pass is the first stop they go to.
Mm-hmm.
That place, River Run on a Saturday, is just an ice sheet. You're just watching them slide down, man. I mean, you and I've lived here over 15 years.
It's been chaos there.
And
recently.
so we've seen it all. Like, it's just, yeah. There's a reason we ride A-Base.
Yep. Hands down, Keystone.
Hands down. Yeah. So, so let's see what else we got going on here. Ooh, we got one from Letters. What nerd board fits better with the Black Snowboard to Death and Slush Slasher? All mountain rider, 200 pounds, 10.5 boot. So, have you ridden the new Black Snowboard to Death or the Slush Slasher?
I haven't been on Black Snowboard to Death in like 15 years.
Okay. Probably back when it was cap constructed.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So between the Black Snowboard to Death and the Slush Slasher, that's where the Superposition fits.
Yeah, I know the Slush Slasher, but
Slush Slasher is closer to the Relic, so that'd be overlap.
Yeah.
And so you really want to go with that Superposition at 200 pounds. It's your choice if you want the 57 or the 60.
I'd go 60.
You would?
Yeah, 100% 60. If you want something a little,
he's up in Idaho, so that snow is heavier, so that would make sense.
Yeah, I'd go 160. Yeah, the 157 you'd be fine on, but it's going to feel a little softer. And if you're looking at the Black Snowboard to Death, I know it's it's not crazy stiff, but stiffer board. I go
Oh, well,
160.
and it depends what year you're on too,
Right.
because every year it changes. So I think that middle ground for you is that superposition in between. And yeah, I think that's what you're looking at right there. Oh man. Okay, I'll take this one from
Buckhouse rides Keystone because his riding stands out there.
That's factual. If you're the best of the worst, you're still the worst. You're just better than them. That's it. There's a reason he doesn't come to Copper peak season when the park is stacked in his favor. It's why you never see him at A Basin, and when you do, he's riding the most mellow ass terrain. Kids like afraid to go rip through one of the rock fields when it's covered with snow. Oh my God, I might hurt myself. It's like, dude, we had 4 feet of snow. You're not going to hit a fucking rock if you know what the fuck you're doing, but you don't ride there enough. So, okay. I'm going to give this guy his spin. My knees are cheese. Spin for Slimothy to take out Buckhouse. Do you know about our Lord and Savior Slimothy Whitman?
No.
Oh my God. I thought I'd get a voicemail, but I didn't. So we back in the day, I used to have a call-in line, and this creature named Slim Whitman, who has a child that he adopted named Harold Terrier, likes to call in. And the only way I can describe it is, you remember the end of Who Framed Roger Rabbit when Dr. Doom or Death or whatever his name is, like lets out that he's a cartoon and his eyes pop out and his voice gets all high pitched? That's Slimothy Whitman. So let's give this guy a spin. What do we got? Where are we at? You lose? Bummer. So we got Herb Blitzen. Any suggestions between the Superposition or Relic for East Coast riding?
I
Kind
mean,
of depends what you're gonna do.
yeah. If you want to be really quick and zippy, just like side to side of the mountain, Superposition. If you want to hold a little longer carves, you want something that's also going to be a little surfier, go Relic.
Yeah, it's so if you're riding tight trees and you want something with float for when you get those heavy wet pow days there.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that. I think
that's where the Relic comes
but
in. But when you're like going to be riding groomers, sheet ice, a Superposition with a sharp edge, and even if you put a one degree bevel on that thing, you're going to rail some super fucking sick turns. And it'll be solid. So I'm going to take this question from Tyler Centeno. Thoughts on Zach Mauser? I see him all the time. That kid's a fucking putz. Fucking douche canoe, motherfucker, entitled little brat. He's the bully of North Star. Kid fucking threatened me with violence, and he's like, I dare you to show up and say it to my face. Hey, Jordan, remember the last guy that owned a company or was one of these people and said I wouldn't show up? What did I do?
Showed up.
Exactly.
I was there.
He was there. I don't back down. Don't be a bully. The fact that like 35 North Star moms reached out to me when I called them out on Instagram and said, this is amazing. Thank you. Don't use my name. Tells me that he bullies their 13-year-old kids. 5 people defended him. 4 15-year-olds and some girl that looked like a reject from Bang Brothers. That's it. Fuck that kid. He doesn't do shit for snowboard. Social media clout-chasing douche canoe. Jonathan Buckhouse Light. Those two can go fuck off and circle jerk each other while they backseat ski. All right.
I see when I got to answer. So what is it? Shane Schmaltz.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do shipping to Canada.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Go to nerdsnowboards.com. Just use the contact form and shoot us a message on what you're interested in. And this goes for anybody. International shipping. We can do international shipping. It gets a bit pricey, but we can create a custom invoice for you to do that, and I can give you a shipping quote.
He did super chat before, so give him a spin too. What we got?
Next question gets a spin.
Next question gets a spin. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Okay. Oh, we're going to take this one from Board in LA. How do people demo nerd boards?
Get in touch with us right now. So we don't have any dedicated like mail out system or anything. I know some companies are doing.
And you don't have like a rep tour going through.
Right. We don't have a rep that's like exploring the country right now. So we are expanding. Things will get better. The other thing has been you guys have been buying all of the boards up. So I haven't had a ton of boards to run demos with. So we haven't set up any demos yet for this season in Colorado because I don't have any stock right now. So we'll see what happens in the next couple weeks here, but I'm kind of anticipating that we're going to be 100% sold out, at least on the solid boards. So, but if you're in the area or you're going to be coming through, reach out to us. We can always set you up with like a custom demo.
And I think he and we've been talking about doing some kind of like angry ride day up at A Basin, and we'll have some stuff if we can, if it's not sold out, for you guys to come and check it out. So we'll try to put something together here in the future. I just needed to make it through Black Friday and then the Christmas bullshit, but it'll probably be like at the start of next year. So yeah,
and I always have my personal boards. I'll put someone on.
Oh, you're gonna put them on the broken one?
It ain't broke no more.
I'm joking. They fixed it, but yeah,
I've been riding it all season.
Yeah, no. So yeah. So anyways, that's So anyways, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at on everything. I think we're gonna wind this down. I'll be back at 3. At 3 o'clock, I am going to. Could you look any closer there, Chief? You're just
sorry, I'm blind.
I'll read it for you. But yeah, I'll be back at 3 p.m., 3 to 5. It's old school style Black Friday Super Chats. We're going to be giving a lot of spins, a lot of prizes away. So Adam Lowe, reach out to me with all your stats, and I'm going to give you a board because you got laid off today. Brandon, you won that Cabin Mountain Tools Peregrine. And then for everyone that wants to win this 57 Superposition behind me, after this video is over, leave a comment on the video of what mountain peak this is on the Nerd Superposition right there. You can leave the mountain village, the peak range, all that stuff. First person that gets it right is going to win, and I'm going to give that board to you. I'll ship that. And I ship all these prizes worldwide. Don't worry about that. Like, everyone's going to do that. So I know people are trying to get spins and stuff. We're just trying to wind this down right now, but 3 to 5 is going to be the big one. Also, for anyone in LA that wants a free tune on their board, we're doing free tune Fridays with In-Flight Surf Shop in Seal Beach. First 10 people that walk in there today will get a certificate for a free tune on their board. First person that brings 2 large pizzas to them gets a super tuna on their board, as well as a t-shirt and a hat from the shop. So go do that if you're in LA, Southern California area. Check out nerdsnowboards.com. Jordan's still taking pre-orders on some stuff. He's going to have got a few of those left in there.
Yep.
I'm going to be giving a ton of stuff away here later today. And at 8 p.m., the man, the myth, the mullet, Kevin Hub will be here answering your guys' gear questions too. So we're going to try to do that. Going to try to give you guys as much stuff. This is a big day of just giving back to snowboarding, everyone out there. So hopefully you can do that. And, you know, if you're new here, subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing anything. And we'll see you guys in another video.
Deuces.